Hello, everybody. Today, I want to discuss the spotlight that is not being shined on the tag team division. Ever wonder why some of the most intricate storytelling, breathtaking athleticism, and emotional roller coasters in wrestling are often found before the main event? I'm talking about tag team wrestling, a division constantly overlooked yet consistently delivering legendary performances. This video exposes why these duos aren't just warm up acts, but the true unsung heroes deserving of the biggest spotlight. While singles matches often focus on the individual's hero's journey, tag team wrestling is a masterclass in complexity. It turns a physical contest into a high speed chess match. Tag team has its own dynamic storytelling. In a singles match, the story is usually A versus B. In tag team wrestling, the narrative possibilities are exponential. There are three pillars that make the tag division the backbone of professional wrestling. The first being the hot tag, perhaps the most iconic trope in wrestling, built entirely on the drama of isolation and the desperate struggle for a partner's help. The second one is the internal friction of can they coexist trope, allows for subtle character work where partners might win the match but lose their trust in each other. And the third and final one is the numbers game. Heel teams excel at using the referee's blind spot to create 2-on-1 advantage, making the eventual comeback feel much more earned. Tag team wrestling has so much potential with the inherent dynamic storytelling only possible with multiple personalities, rivalries, and evolving alliances. You also include the raw athleticism and synchronized innovation of double team maneuvers that singles matches can't replicate. And with the constant delivery of show stealing matches on cards where they often aren't the marquee attraction, it just goes to show the main event potential tag team wrestling has. While singles matches are often about who is the best, tag team wrestling is about human connection and the strength of a bond and the devastation when it breaks. In tag team wrestling, the emotional stakes in a tag team are inherently higher because they are built on vulnerability. And unlike a single star, a tag wrestler relies on another person for their safety and success. With tag teams, we get to explore the rich character development possible within a tag team, from inseparable bonds to eventual betrayals and compelling splits. Some of the inseparable bonds we have in tag team today are the New Day, the Usos, the Young Bucks. They represent the ride or die mentality. The storytelling here isn't about conflict, but about their shared identity makes them stronger. Then you have the slow burn split. This is arguably wrestling's most effective trope. Watching partners slowly stop seeing eye to eye creates a sense of dread for the audience. When the betrayal finally happens, it feels like a personal loss to the fan who invested in their friendship. A couple examples of this would be like DIY and the Golden Lovers, two teams who had their slow burn split and devastating betrayals. In tag wrestling, you get to showcase specific long running tag team rivalries that build over months or even years, culminating in emotional charged encounters. Some long running tag rivalries often define entire eras of wrestling because of the teams grow and evolve together. Consider the rivalry between the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. They didn't just have one match, they spent years innovating together. Their chemistry was so deep, they essentially created a new match in the TLC. And nowadays, you have the rivalry between the Young Bucks and FTR. Was built on a clash of philosophies, high flying indie taker style versus no flips, just fists. This wasn't just a feud over a belt. It was a multi-year debate about what professional wrestling should be about. I believe tag team feuds are more complex than singles feuds due to the fact that tag team feuds are often involve more characters and interweaving storylines, creating a broader and more engaging narrative. Tag teams are often the heart of larger stables, like the Bloodline or the Four Horsemen. A tag match can advance four different individual storylines simultaneously. So you can see teams feuding, and one member might be pursuing a singles title, or a manager might be playing both sides. This creates a 3D narrative where the outcome of a match affects multiple tiers of the roster rather than just two people. To truly understand why tag team wrestling is a distinct discipline, one has to look at the kinetic and mental synchronization that defines its elite performers. In the modern era, teams have moved beyond the two people in the same outfit to becoming a singular, multi limbed organism. Here is a breakdown of how the world's best teams use intricate offense and collective psychology to redefine the sport. First, you get the architects of offense. Different teams represent different schools of tag team innovation. Their signature moves are not just finishers, they are complex puzzles. You have the Usos, known for their super kick parties. The Usos perfected the art of rhythmic offense. Their sequences often involve mirroring, where they strike from both sides of an opponent simultaneously, creating a literal wall of impact that is impossible to block. Then you have the Young Bucks. They pushed the spot fest wrestling into an art form with moves like the Melter Driver, aka the TK Driver. This requires perfect timing, where one brother holds the opponent into a tombstone position while the other leaps from the top rope to add downward momentum. It's high risk physics in real time. And while the Bucks fly, FTR dismantles. Their signature is the big rig, a flapjack into a code breaker. Their innovation lies in cutting the ring in half, using technical positioning to ensure the illegal man can never make the save. The best tag teams operate on a hive mind level. This provides a psychological advantage that a makeshift team of two single stars can't match. Elite teams don't wait for a tag, they move based on their partner's body language. If one partner is whipped into the ropes, the other is already opening the ropes or positioning themselves for a blind tag. Then you have the illegal man factor. Modern psychology involves the person not in the ring as much as one who is. Whether it's distracting the ref or pulling an opponent's foot, the second mind is constantly scanning for the 1% advantage. You also get the double down counter. When a singles wrestler is knocked down, they're vulnerable. But in a tag team, a double down is a trap. One partner fakes an injury to bait the opponent in, while the other, having recovered seconds faster, executes a blindsided strike. Right now, we are currently seeing a golden age of tag team innovation where the boundaries of the ring itself are being challenged. To finalize our exploration of tag team wrestling, we move from analyzing what makes it great to envisioning how it can become the industry's premier attraction. Elevating the division isn't just about longer matches, it's about fundamental shift in how promotions structure their seasons and invest in their athletes. To make tag teams feel essential, they need a dedicated stage that isn't just a placeholder on a singles heavy card. Follow the blueprint of a G1 tag league or a classic Crockett Cup. Promotions should be hosting a months long round robin tournament. This builds league standings logic, making every match count towards a grand finale. Or have some dedicated pay per views that would allow for unique stipulations like ladder matches, 2 out of 3 falls, or even an Iron Teams match that showcases endurance strategy without being overshadowed by a world title defense. Create a triple crown or even a grand slam that will help encourage tag wrestlers to stay in the division rather than viewing it as a stepping stone to a singles career. Storytelling in tag divisions often fall into the trap of two rivals that are forced to team up. To elevate the art, we need long term character equity. Invest in year long arcs. If a team has been together for 5 years, their near breakup should be treated with the same gravity as a world title change. Use tag teams as a strategic heart of larger factions. When a tag team loses, the entire faction's power should dwindle, creating a ripple effect throughout the roster. Promoters must be willing to let tag team feuds close the show. When the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn main evented WrestleMania 39, it proved that the emotional payoff of a partnership can outshine any individual's quest for glory. Recognizing tag team wrestling as a main event is the ultimate rising tide for the industry. For the performers, it'll provide a sustainable path for those who can excel in cooperation and creative choreography over the solo promos. For the promotions, it doubles the star power on every roster and creates a more diverse menu of action for the fans. And for us, the fans, it offers more complex emotional resonance of the sport. one that mirrors the real world truth that we are rarely at our best alone. At its core, tag team wrestling is the ultimate celebration of synergy. When two individuals stop being I and start being we, they unlock a level of storytelling and athleticism that is impossible to achieve in isolation. The future of wrestling isn't just in an individual's greatness, it's the power of the pair. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and go ahead and follow me on TikTok and Twitter